just talk about what this last year's meant just to you and your program to come out on top after so many years of kind of being close, but then finally getting the job done last year.
Exciting year, great group of guys. You know, from start to finish, it seemed like you know, it was a storybook season. You know, it was tough, it was challenging, but the guys hung together, got better each week, and you know, we finished the way we wanted to, and it was really exciting to bring a championship to Burke High School and to the community and to our players and former players. So it was definitely a season to remember.
Yeah, when you have a team like last year with two major Division I guys, a lot of people are like, well, you're going to be rebuilding next year, but it doesn't look that way. I mean, you have almost like a reloading mentality where you have so much talent coming back, and obviously a pretty good transfer coming into the program and some other things. What do you like about this group coming in now for next season?
Yeah, we feel it's a good, strong group. You know, our plan is always to reload and be competitive each week, and that's the plan going into 2019. We got a good nucleus coming back. Good group of guys who have good game experience. So we think we're just going to continue to work really hard. You know, we have a lot of work to do this off season, but you know, that's the plan and agenda every year. So we're excited and looking forward to next season.
And then you look at a guy like Xavier. What has he meant for you? I mean, that game was on the line last year, and I mean, it was a dogfight, and he made those 2 or 3 plays for you in that championship game that really kind of turned that game and the momentum of that game.
Yeah, there's no doubt he's a special player. You know, on both sides of the football, he had a great year, coming off a strong sophomore season and really excelling during his junior season. So, you know, he's going to come into next year, you know, as one of the better players in the state, and you know, he's gonna make our team go, and we're counting on him on both sides of the ball. But more importantly, we're looking for him to apply some really good leadership and some work skills to show the rest of the guys. He's obviously been there, and now he just got to continue to get better each week in the off season and in the fall season, and just, you know, keep getting better, keep his hunger going, never be satisfied, and he should have a strong, even stronger senior season.
It really exciting because it really means a lot for Coach Limongi. We had to do it for him, so it's the first championship in Burke history. So it's just been a crazy year. Good recruiting, good football, just everything's been good.
It's really hard to repeat, but you guys obviously return a big chunk. You lose a big chunk, but have a big chunk coming back. Mm-hmm. How hungry is this group now in 2020 and 2021 to kind of repeat as champions?
Yeah, we're really hungry. We're not satisfied with, you know, just winning one. We want to keep adding more to the trophy case. So we're going to try as hard as we can for next year.
Mm-hmm. Now, for you, the recruiting attention has picked up pretty fast. I mean, you look at all the offers you've gotten. I mean, has this been even faster than you expected as far as how quick the teams have come in and offered you over the last year?
Yeah, I really didn't expect, I was waiting. I thought it was going to come into the summertime. But it started coming during the season and then right after the season, so it's pretty crazy how fast it's coming in.
Yeah, when you got teams like Nebraska and then even at Notre Dame, I mean, when you get those types of offers, Wisconsin, mm-hmm. Northwestern too, right?
Yeah.
I mean, you get some of those offers. I mean, do you just have to sit back and, I mean, what's your reaction like when you start to see these teams coming in already to come in with offers?
It's showing me that I'm working hard and I'm on the right track. It shows that they're interested in me, so I'm just going to keep working hard. Just keep going.
When you look at his next level position, I mean, what are teams saying? Do they like receiver better, or do they like defensive back better at this point?
I think it's a combination of both. I think, you know, some of the schools that have come in have really liked him as a slot receiver. Other schools like him at safety, and I think it's just a matter of, you know, what school he decides to pick and let them make a decision from there. But it's a tough decision because, you know, I think he's just as good at one as the other. So, you know, it's going to be, you know, where their need is.
Whatever the school tells me, I'm fine with either one. I used to just like receiver, but since I started playing defense this year, I really like it. So
corner?
Safety.
Safety, okay.
Yeah, so either one is fine with me.
Uh-huh. And then as far as visits, where do you plan on going this spring? I know you're in basketball, so there's
mm-hmm.
a lot going on the weekends, but do you have any trips planned for junior days or anything coming up, spring game visits elsewhere?
I'm pretty sure going to go to Nebraska, probably to a spring game, spring practice, and I'm for sure going to Minnesota in March, and then I'll probably make my way up to like Notre Dame and Iowa State, K-State, Northwestern.
Are you a guy that would like to get it done with before the start of your senior season, kind of like what Nick did last year?
Yeah, I'll probably, most likely I'll do it before the season. So I have to talk to my parents. So.
Now you got 2 teammates, good friends. They're at your basketball game with all the other Husker recruits.
Yeah.
I mean, do you feel any pressure at this point with being the in-state school in Nebraska and all the connections you have down there now to look that way? I mean, how do you kind of keep things neutral at this point?
I just don't like really show any favorites. I just like taking it all in, just appreciating all the schools that are showing interest in me.
What do those guys tell you about Nebraska thus far, though, from just talking to Nick and Chris being down there the last month or 2?
They really like it. I talked to Nick a couple times. He really loves it. Chris is loving it too, even though he's not playing. He's still, well, like lifting weights, but he's still loving it. And then I talked to like Jamie Nance a couple times. He's like wants me to come down there in Wandale. So.
And Jalen, you had a great running back last year in James Burke, but I mean, there's a lot of people that think Jalen could be also an all-state level back for you immediately next year. I mean, what does he do really well?
Oh, Jalen's he's just born to run the football. I mean, he's a tall, long kid, great moves, very athletic. He's a natural running back. So most schools, he would have been a starter last year, and he would have gotten a lot more attention than here, backing up and being behind James, who definitely was the best back in the state. But he had a great year as a junior. He was the primary ball carrier in a couple games, and his potential is outstanding. And he's also a guy we're counting on to play some defense too. So he's a great player, and we're looking for a great offseason from him, and we're hoping he has a phenomenal year next year.
And then obviously Caleb, another guy, big defensive lineman, received a lot of accolades last year. What do you like about what he brings to the table?
Yeah, Caleb, very athletic, quick, explosive kid. If he continues to get stronger and works on his technique, he's a force on the D-line. And he played a little bit as a sophomore, started all 13 games as a junior and did well. Might even play a little offensive line for us, but he's going to anchor our defense next year.
And then you got Reed Burke, a transfer from Prep. Obviously, he wasn't on your team last year, but what do you know about him, and what have you learned about him in just a short while?
Well, what we know about Reed is we know he came from a great program in Prep and has a lot of experience with them. And so far, we've just viewed him in the weight room, and it seemed like his work ethic is there, and he really wants to be an outstanding quarterback. And so far, so good. I mean, we're pleased to have him, and comes from good stock, and really seems to be hungry and a guy who wants to get better each and every day he's in the weight room. So that's a good sign.